Hello, welcome to the video. I just couldn't stand it. I had to weigh in on what's going on with Elon Musk, this guy. So if you have been living under a rock or in a cave and you have not been following some of this, a couple days ago, Elon Musk tweeted out, Tesla is no longer going to accept Bitcoin. The amount of energy used to mine Bitcoin is just killing the whole prospect. It's too much fossil fuels. We're going to get away from Bitcoin. He claims we are not going to sell our Bitcoin and we are still going to hold our Bitcoin for the long term. This is kind of directly against a tweet by Jack Dorsey that Elon Musk said true to about the energy implications of Bitcoin and the energy revolution. So let me tell you something. There's really one thing that I'll give Elon Musk a lot of credit for that he's really good at, and that is framing and reframing narratives. One example of this is the Solar City buyout. It was on the verge of bankruptcy. Their stock was plummeting. They were losing money. They were running out of lifelines. They had no hope. And in October of 2014, Elon Musk introduces the solar roof tile. It was going to revolutionize solar energy. They were going to get right to production. This thing was going to be a game changer, and here we are in 2021, and it's still not anything close to what he claimed it was going to be. So, you know, almost 7 years later. But what he did is he framed a narrative of we need to buy this energy company that's going to revolutionize everything and be a perfect marriage between Tesla and Solar City. You can drive your Tesla car right up to your home and charge with free sunlight. But what he was really trying to do is distract from the problems with Solar City and push the idea that Tesla needed to acquire Solar City. I think they paid about close to $2 billion plus took on about $3 billion of debt. And I don't think they've ever turned a profit since. It was a complete bailout. Elon Musk was one of the biggest shareholders and I believe the chairman of the board at the time. So this could have bankrupted him. When you own multiple businesses, most of the time they are cross-collateralized or you are guaranteeing the debt personally. So if Solar City had gone down and had to go bankrupt, it could have brought down Tesla, SpaceX, anything he was involved with at the time, because they would have started foreclosing on his assets, which could have been his stock in Tesla, which could have been his stock in SpaceX. It would have bankrupted him. So what the guy did is he framed a narrative to bail himself out. Okay, so back to today, we know he frames narratives. He often does this to distract from other things. There's a few things that I would guess on this particular case that he may be trying to frame to distract from. One, he claims in the tweet that they're not going to sell any Bitcoin. He doesn't verify that they haven't sold any Bitcoin. If they sold some Bitcoin last week, but they still held some, then his tweet would be mostly true. It would be disingenuous, but it would still be mostly true. But what he could do is keep reframing the narrative. If he comes out in a week and says, you know, this energy thing's just out of control, it's getting worse, you know, every day that goes by, I just can't handle being part of this, and he's just sold a bunch, right? Like, he could say, well, that's what happened. I mean, as time went on, I got more and more disdain for the Bitcoin, and I just sold it, right? So he could be selling his Bitcoin, or he could have sold his Bitcoin. And all he would have to do is say, I sold it before the tweet and I haven't sold any since, or the circumstances changed, which he would be reframing that subject. If I had to guess I would say that they've probably already sold some Bitcoin and that they will sell some more, but they won't sell it all, because then they can still frame the narrative of, we believe in Bitcoin long term, but we said when we bought it that we may get into or out of Bitcoin at any time, and we're just trying to maximize our returns or whatever. Which, you know, they've done a good job of making money on Bitcoin. I'm not gonna take that away from them. Another thing to consider is he could be distracting from the problems they're having in China and that they're having with chips. Every automaker right now is struggling with this chip shortage. Tesla is not going to be any different. They're also having a lot of trouble in China, and a lot of sources are saying that their sales are down double digits for the quarter. So it could be that he is selling Bitcoin to try to make it look like he's turning a profit, or really close to turning a profit. And then he's going to try to hide the China numbers when earnings come out and control that narrative as much as possible to continue the story of being a growth company. So we're not going to know until earnings come out, or we're not going to know until whatever we don't know right now comes out, because there is some detail that Elon Musk knows that hasn't gone public yet, and he is trying to frame this Bitcoin thing so that later, when it does come out, he has somewhat softened that blow. My predictions, again, are gonna be that he's selling or sold a large portion of his Bitcoin. I don't think all of it, but I think at least a third or half of his Bitcoin. I think he's also trying to distract from something else that we either don't know yet, or it's this China thing and it's worse than we think it is. So we'll find out. We'll find out when earnings come out next. I'll do another video to recap what I said and what actually happened. As far as Tesla stock, this is investment advice. I would not touch it. I wouldn't short it. I wouldn't go long. It is completely decoupled from reality. It is just a fantasy stock, and it makes no sense on any level to do anything with. So if you like the videos, like and subscribe. If you would like to see me do a video about something specific, leave it in the comments and I'll do it. Thank you.